Hey guys, let's talk about one of the most stable GSIs that have been released now. Like as of now, when I'm recording this video, it is one of the most stable GSIs that I've tried and one of the most good looking GSIs. So in this video, we're actually going to talk about the Infinite X. So it's a GSI and we are going to install it by not using a custom recovery or a custom ROM. We can use the DSU Sideloader. So the DSU Sideloader is a tool which allows you to use your system alternative partition to install ROMs and test them. You technically never daily drive a GSI because that's not stable. GSIs are quite unstable and it would not suit your phone if you are using it regularly as your main phone. So GSIs are something which are based on our device's ROM, but it can be installed on any device which supports Treble. So any device that is updated to Android 10 or was released with Android 10 is Treble supported. So you can see over here I have this app called as Treble Check. So in this Treble Check you can see it supports Project Treble and it shows supported. It does not support this seamless update, which is not necessary at this moment. So you need these two apps, which is this DSU loader and Shizuku. So first you have to start with Shizuku. So you can see it's written over here Shizuku is not running, and you have to click on pairing. Now you have to select the developer option, and you have to enable developer option in your device. To do that, you have to go into Android software and then click on your build number. It can be in different places for different devices. So once you are in developer option, what you have to do is you have to enable USB debugging and you have to enable wireless debugging. So yeah, you can see over here it's wireless debugging. You have to enable that and you have to click on it. Once you are in here, you'll see you can pair with pairing code, and you have this code 139911 for my case, and you will see it's showing up over here, and I have to enter here 1311. It's 139911. So it's 139911, and I'll hit send. Once I hit send, you can see another Shizuku coming over here and shows pairing successful. Once that's done, you have to move back and you have to click start, and you have to, okay, it shows error while enabling Shizuku. So you have to stop. So Shizuku is not running. Start. So yeah, it will show some error sometime, and once that's done, Shizuku is running. So it's okay. You can try sometimes stopping Shizuku over here, and if that doesn't work, you can uninstall and reinstall Shizuku. So now once you have done that, you have to click over here on this authorized zero application, tap to manage authorized app, and you have to click there and turn this on. For my case, it's already on. You have to click that, and once you have done there, you have to go into DSU Sideloader. Once you are in there, you have to select on this file, and you'll be redirected to your downloads of where you have. So Infinite X, you have this ROM over here, which is a GSI, and I'll click on it. You can see Infinite X 3.3 GSI Treble ARM64 AB. So you have to make sure that you are installing correctly for your device. Like many of people don't get the right ROM. For my device it's ARM64, and for majority it's that. But for an old device, like I have this Samsung J8 which supports A64, which is a ARM32 Binder 64. So it's technically a ARM32 device. So you have to make sure that you are not downloading the ROM file wrong, and if you do so, you have to just, if even if you have downloaded it wrong, you don't have to worry about that. You can, and maybe you have even started to install it and tried to reboot. All it's going to do is do a boot loop, and then you will be returning back to your main Android system, which is, for my case, is a UN1 ROM. So it's not a big issue. It won't harm your device. That's a positive part about the DSU Sideloader, that you don't have to worry about your device getting bricked or your device stuck in a boot loop or your files getting corrupted or your device has to be reset. No, you don't have to worry about that. So I'll click on install and I'll hit proceed, and we have to just wait. So as I was saying, DSU loader allows you to use a dynamic system partition. Now, in my recommendation, don't use it to daily drive any ROM, because technically even custom ROMs are not very well stable for devices, as stock ROMs are heavily tested and modified to suit your specific processors and graphics drivers and everything. So if you're trying to use DSU Sideloader, it's really recommended. If you're trying to install it directly through TWRP, all it's going to do is you'll have to fix almost countless amount of bugs and glitches, and then it will still have, for my case, the Samsung A34, I have this no fingerprint issue, the IRL not working, I can't make calls, can't receive messages, WhatsApp does not logs in. So yeah, there are certain problems which you are going to face in GSIs. And as of making this video, this Infinite X 3.3 is the most stable one of those which I'm installing. So you can try it out on your device, and once this is completed, I'll just show you what you have to move forward with. One more thing I like to mention is there are two ways to use this DSU sideloader. So one is the Shizuku method and another is the ADB method. And one necessary step is that you have to have your bootloader unlocked or your device rooted. If your device is rooted, you don't need to go through the ADB or Shizuku. You can just do it by the root. So that's a very necessary step. And in case of ADB, the issue is that you have to again and again keep on passing the ADB command from your computer to your phone, and which is a hassle and nobody wants that. So in my recommendation, I'll say you to go with the Shizuku, because all you have to do is continuously, whenever you are disconnecting from your Wi-Fi network, in my case I'm using Wi-Fi, so you will need Wi-Fi for this. You can use another phone hotspot to make it work. So if you're disconnecting from your Wi-Fi, the Shizuku app will just terminate your pairing effect. So it will get unpaired and then you will have to repair again. That's why you could see multiple Shizuku there. That's why I'm continuously moving in and out. So the Wi-Fi keeps on disconnecting, connecting, which leads me to pair it again and again whenever I'm trying to use this DSU loader or any application which requires Shizuku. So, and one more thing, in one of my video I was talking about Shizuku, fork for Shizuku, which is quite a nice app, and it allows you to keep on keep the Shizuku connected even when you are moving in and out, even if your Wi-Fi disconnects. That app as of current is having a glitch, which if you have gotten disconnected, it would not even let you connect back to it. So in my recommendation, you can either stick to the Shizuku app or wait for the update for the fork for Shizuku. So now once the entire installation is done, you will get this on your screen, which is the DSU asking to either insert your PIN or you can use a fingerprint. So I use my fingerprint and I'll hit it allow one-time access, and that's it. It's going to process a user data partition which is necessary for your device storage. You need a storage for that. So now the DSU loader will allow you to boot into your system. You can boot into your system through this notification which we're going to see now. And the best part is you can actually return back to this ROM which I'm using right now, or your stock ROM. You can actually let this, whatever you have done there, the entire setup and everything, you can just go back to it from where you left. That's the best part. You don't have to worry about continuously losing your data. So now we are just going to click over here to reset and restart, and your device will restart to that system. So I'll let it restart and then I'll catch you there. So now our device is booted up, and you can see it shows hello. We are going to do the setup process, and yeah, you can just continue this. So as we do this setup process, this is Infinix X, and it is one of the most good looking ROM which I found, and it's really stable as well, and it looks really nice. So you can see it got that classic Google navigation, and then you don't have to be stuck with this Google dialer, which will always give you that annoying call recording announcement if you do. And then you get this beautiful OnePlus type, it's a OnePlus style clock, and it looks really nice on the home screen. And now once we go into your settings, you can just go into about devices, and then I can go in, and you can see it shows build number as infinite GSI G apps. So I have Google apps on this, and yeah, here you are in your custom ROM, and here in this treble setting you have this OTA updates, which I don't know it does support or not. I don't think so it supports. and then you have this option of you can go into the system update. You don't have anything. Now once we go back again, you have this MediaTek setting. So yeah, this is a very crucial part over here. In this part you will be understanding how can you fix some glitches. Like, see, I have a general problem. They have found that these phone have this required one on some MediaTek devices. So they know that generally this can happen and might improve GPU performance. As it is a MediaTek device, it has this issue. And then on basis of Samsung, like I'll show you a very live one. At this point my brightness slider is working, but before it used to have this glitch on other GSIs that I could not play around with my brightness. Like after 50%, the brightness slider was technically useless. So you have this fix. If you can try, if you have some issues, then you have this display setting. You can set it to dynamic, and then now I can feel this 120 hertz going. Before it wasn't 120 hertz. Now I can force it. As you can see over here, I get this option to force, don't force, and you have the 60 and 120. So I have to force it to 120, and now it's 120 hertz. I can set it to 60 and it will be 60 hertz. So yeah, you can force things according to yourself. Then you have this blur option, you have this override for render engine, you have this linear graph for linear curve for brightness. You have this audio issue fixing. Like I have this issue with Bluetooth sometimes. So yeah, you can fix like volti. Well, in Samsung it's very clear, no matter what ROM you use, if you are not using an ROM ported from one UI, volti is not going to work. No matter what you try, volti is not working. So yeah, you have these force camera to API, you have this exposure. So you can try fixing and debugging things. You have this very clear option of importing and finding out whatever issue you could have. And yeah, here you go. This is entirely a short review of the Infinix X 3.3, and it works really nice. You can see the brightness also, the flashlight also working, and every other feature is working for my case. And yeah, it's a really good usable ROM. So now let's talk about how you can go back to your system. So once you open this notification panel again, you will see this mm, pop up over here, or it will take some time. If you're just booting into the system, it will show dynamic system update, and it shows that currently running a dynamic system. Restart to your original Android version. You have to click on this restart. Once you do that, you'll be back into your system, and we'll wait for our device to boot up. So here you can see our device just boots up, and I'll just continue with the password, and I'll show you what we have to do now. So once your device is just starting up, it will take some time, and you'll be getting this notification on top. Yeah, so you have this general Samsung notification. Now you have to wait for few seconds, maybe a minute, and then you are going to get a notification over here about the dynamic system again. If it does not, you can wait for a while. So as you can see now, it again shows up as dynamic system, and you can see over here it shows that your system is ready to be booted. So you can restart back into your system, or you can just click over here discard, and now once that's discarded, you can again go and install any other GSI. So yeah, if you like this video, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to grow my channel, and consider liking the video, because I'm working really hard on these video now. So yeah, I'm trying to be consistent, make more content, try to give you more and more ROMs as much as possible. So yeah, thank you for watching.